Hey guys, welcome back for another real estate installment here at Quest Trust Company. My name is LeRander Grays, Real Estate Supervisor here at Quest. And today, guys, we're gonna walk you through making your first real estate investment using a non-recourse loan. So let's jump right into it. So guys, as always, this entire video is completely for educational purposes. Here at Quest, we don't provide any sort of tax, legal, or investment advice. We highly suggest that you kind of reach out to a skilled professional if you need that type of advice. So today's presentation will really surround the non-recourse loan aspect of making your first purchase, right? So not many people know that your IRA can, in fact, take out a loan. It can take out a loan to make a purchase, and the only thing that you really want to keep an eye out for is that the type of loan. And the type of loan must be, in fact, a non-recourse loan. So we'll jump into it. We'll make it extremely easy, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. Alrighty, guys. Now we're going to jump into your team, right? So anytime you're making a real estate transaction, you want to have a good group of people around you that kind of help facilitate that transaction, right? So in this case, you're taking out a loan in your IRA, right? Your IRA is the borrower. So the most important person here in this case is the actual loan officer, right? So in this case, it'll be a non-recourse loan officer. You want to make sure that you're selecting the right type of lender and loan officer. Now, the next party on your team will be us here at Quest, right? So we have an entire group of specialists. Their names are called IRA specialists. We can definitely help you in the real estate department as well, but we have an entire team willing to help you and walk you through the process. Next, of course, you'll be a real estate agent who's helping you select that property that you want to have in mind. And then, of course, you'll have the title company, which is very typical. Your appraiser, which will kind of tie into the loan itself. And then your insurance agent, of course, you want to keep the property insured, and it will be one of the lender's requirements as well. Alrighty, so you have a property in mind. What's the first steps? How will you actually get that investment going? Here at Quest, it'll all start with our internal form, which is called the direction of investment, right? But the actual document that kind of gets things going is that contract. The contract in your IRA's name. We'll get into both of them a little later, but I just kind of wanted to touch on the fact that those two documents are what kind of initiates the investment here at Quest Trust Company. One, our form, which is called the Direction of Investment for Real Estate, and then again, the purchase contract in the name of your IRA. Two critical pieces to kind of get things going. Alrighty, so now we have a complete list, right? Here's the complete list of required documents that, Quest Trust Company here at Quest, we will need to fund your investment here. So again, this is in the situation where your IRA is taking out a non-recourse loan, and again, this is the list of documents that we'll need. First item we'll need is the direction of investment form, a purchase contract, the promissory note. This is where we want to spend most of our time at. The promissory note, including non-recourse language. Very critical here. A deed of trust, a settlement statement, which will be prepared by the title company, warranty deed with vendor's lien, and wire instructions. So again, this is our complete list of things that we'll need to fund the investment. As you can see, the documents that we typically process here at Quest related to non-recourse loans specifically outline that non-recourse language. There's some section in the note or deed of trust where it specifically mentions what happens in the case of default, and it, very cut and dry, it mentions the fact that in the case of default, the property is the sole recourse, and of course there won't be any sort of money judgments against the borrower, the IRA account holder, anything like that. It has to be very clear and blatant to everyone who's reading the documents. And so that's a non-recourse loan in a nutshell. Alrighty guys, so we talked about it from the beginning, but we'll definitely need the direction of investment form. Even on this form, you will specify the fact that you're going to be taking out a loan. You'll give us any information that you have on the lender, what title company that you plan on using. You'll pretty much give us an outline of the team, right? The team that we talked about earlier, who will help facilitate this investment. And again, all of our forms can be found online, and here's a helpful link for that. So we're going to jump into the contract here, but before we jump into the contract, the most important piece on that contract are two things. One, your IRA's full legal name, and here's an example of that. You want to be very specific about the fact that it includes Quest Trust Company, for the benefit of yourself, your full name, right? And then the type of account that you hold here at Quest, and of course, your full account number. If you plan on partnering, we have some additional language as you can see here, but if you have any questions on how that should be outlined on the purchase contract, give us a call. We'll be more than willing to kind of walk you through that. So again, really important to get your IRA's legal name clearly stated on that purchase agreement the first go around. Alrighty, so we touched on this a bit in the last slide, but on the purchase agreement, two most important things, your IRA's name and legal address. Moving on. Settlement statement. So the title company that you're working with, the escrow agent or the attorney will draw this document up. And how we like to look at it is just an itemized list of the charges related to the actual purchase. On this document, it will include the fact that you're taking out a non-recourse loan, right? It will show the loan amount, any sort of closing costs related to that loan. It'll be a complete breakdown of the financial aspect of the purchase with the non-recourse loan. Alrighty guys, we've made it to the deed. So the deed is very straightforward. In this case, it'll show that there's an actual lien on the property. It'll show that your IRA is taking title again, not you personally, but your IRA, and it'll have some of the lender's information listed on that warranty deed with vendor's lien. So we've made it to the deed of trust. So depending on the state, you could be in a deed of trust state or a mortgage state. So here in Texas, we're a deed of trust state. So in this case, very straightforward. It kind of outlines the repercussions that the lender has to enforce their rights, as it relates to the promissory note. So again, this document will give the lender the rights to kind of potentially foreclose if they needed to. But again, we're looking for that non-recourse language to be stated throughout the documents. Hey guys, we've made it to the promissory note. The promissory note with non-recourse language. So again, this is really the key to the entire transaction, right? In this case, your IRA is purchasing with a non-recourse loan. And so this document really clearly outlines the terms that you have with the lender, what their monthly payments are going to be, what your interest rate is. And again, it has to kind of outline what happens in the case of default. And it will outline, hey, this is a non-recourse loan. And it'll be very straightforward. So that's what we're kind of looking for as far as funding your transaction with the non-recourse loan. Hey, so we've made it to the end. We have the wiring instructions. Typically, this is, we're going to be sending funds to the title company or attorney who's kind of handling, recording all of the closing documents. And we've reached funding at this point, right? So we'll have all of the documents that we've kind of touched on before. We'll get your approval. Of course, you'll be reading through those documents and ensuring they meet your expectations. And from there, once we have your approval, we'll be able to fund from your IRA. Hey guys, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any needs, any questions about, how does my IRA go about purchasing a property with a non-recourse loan, we are here to help. We actually have tons of videos over non-recourse loans on our YouTube page, and we have a ton of topics covering UBIT and UDFI. So if you have any needs, definitely let us know, and I'm here in the real estate team to help you in any way I can.